for the purpose of our understanding, poor souls in purgatory are holy souls. Okay, so because they're holy souls, they are destined already to go to heaven, but it is delayed because of their purification, the purification that they need to undergo, so that their souls will be, they would really desire God. Because according to the Beatitudes, blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. So that is the number one thing there. That's the number one principle to understand things. So poor souls in purgatory are holy souls. That's why we call them holy souls in purgatory. And we consider them poor souls only in the aspect that they are not yet enjoying beatitude, the beatific vision of seeing God. And therefore, they would not haunt. They will never haunt. They will never scare you. They will come to one who is able to help them. So they will not just come to anyone randomly because that person cannot help them. It must be someone that can immediately recognize their need for prayers, for holy mass, for penance. So that's why they appear to saints first and foremost, because the saints' love for God, even while on earth, transcends in many ways fear. So when you say you fear, you see an apparition, you see a ghost, and what you experience internally is terror, you're really afraid for your life, then then the possibility that that is not a poor soul in purgatory, but a demon in the guise of a poor soul is plausible. Okay, so now the next question. So having set that aside, that you know now what is in front of you is not from God, then you ask the question, why do they appear? Why do they manifest themselves? Is it because they want to elicit fear? That's number one. Of course, that's number one. Because once you are terrified, fearful, then your number one desire is to be able to get out of there, to save yourself. And what would you do in order to save yourself? So sometimes there would be people who would eventually talk to the spirit and succumb to it, when it asks, bring me this, do this, do that. So you succumb to keep you in peace. Or they will tell you, we will kill you, or we will kill your family, etc. Then you get terrified. And what will you do? Well, in the Philippines, for example, when that appears, people would often go to occult practitioners, shamans, witch doctors, and ask what they need to do. And one of those things would be to offer something. And they will say, oh, they manifested themselves because you cut a tree, because you did this, you did that, and therefore you need to offer a peace offering. And therefore, once you offer a peace offering, then that is already a form of idolatry, because you do not now go to God, but you try to fix things yourself. So now you enter into a form of relationship with that spirit and a bondage of sorts. So the manifestation of the spirits, of evil spirits in our homes, is a sign that the place is infested. The question that probably you will add is that how did it all start? How did it? Well, there are many things. In our experience here in the exorcist in the Philippines, homes are already basically infested from the very beginning, because idolatrous and pagan practices and offerings were done to the house prior to occupancy. For example, somebody offers, either the contractor or the workers, the carpenters, or even the owners themselves would already, while building the house, do some kind of occult ritual, an offering to the spirits, so that they will be, the things would push through. So that is one. So that is very rampant here in the Philippines, and I'm sure in many parts of Southeast Asia and other parts of Asia, this is also happening. We have encountered this when we went to Cambodia, for example, where sisters were forced to do offerings because the workers would not continue working on their convent until an offering is made. So you already have that instance of an idolatrous practice even before you start living in the place. So the place is already consecrated and, in a sense, already infested. Then you have someone moving in, the owners of the place or the renters of the place, and they too would add the load of the spirits, perhaps because they themselves have spirits in them, or that they brought with them amulets or good luck charms that they got somewhere, and therefore you add spirit after spirit in the place until what exorcists call an overload. You reach a certain level of load that the spirits can already manifest themselves. Or the spirits are already there, they're quiet for a time. And this we have seen, for example, of a home where they have this kind of mounds, this earth mounds, where actually what's inside are either termite mounds, termite mounds inside your property or inside your house. In the Philippines, we call this punso, Punso, which are actually in nature just termite mounds. But people believe that there are spirits that dwell there. So for them, you are not to disturb this punso, for fear that the spirits will retaliate, the elementals will retaliate. So what they do is that they offer things there. And some people believe that these are good luck. If you have this inside your house, they will provide good luck. So they build things for the spirits there. A home, thinking that you can build a small house for the spirits so that they will dwell there and keep you safe or keep you in good terms with them. So they provide you with health, wealth, luck. Then, so your house is quiet as long as you continue to offer things for them, food, clothes, whatever. Then someone that is a threat to them will come in. Example, a priest would come, and the priest would be blessing the house, because they asked the house to be blessed, or somebody got sick in the house and they invited the priest because nothing can cure the person, so they went to the priest and asked the priest if he could bless the person. Then you have what we call retaliation. The spirits now will start to manifest, either make things move in the house or bring in bad luck to the house. So you have that manifestation. They are triggered. There is a triggering event that caused the manifestation of the spirits, either because they were threatened by the presence of someone that will expel them, or that you already have a load, a spirit load, as it were, quotation marks, enough to cause harm on the people living there by possessing them. So you already have that kind of situation.